suspicious. Again, a guy was found in a catering oven dead, but they don't think that it's suspicious. Say what? The man was found dead at Kettering General Hospital. Police said a report was being prepared for a coroner. The hospital said staff were working with the police, and the police say it was called a sudden death. I don't think there's anything sudden about being baked in a catering oven. It says in a statement, "We are not treating the death as suspicious and will be preparing a report for the coroner. We're working with the police so that they can complete a report for the coroner into the circumstances of this tragic incident." So I don't know. Evidently, the guy, maybe he was taking a nap in the oven. You'd think he would have woke up and been like, whew, kind of hot in here. Other weird news: an explosion that injured 6 people at the Kansas State Fair was caused by this. But get this. An explosion of a canned food item that got too hot when stored near a food warmer. It exploded at the Kansas State Fair, injured 6 people. The explosion happened Tuesday night at a concession trailer. Authorities said 2 people were hospitalized after the explosion and fire. Both were treated for cuts and were discharged later Tuesday. So a can of something was sitting next to a warmer, heated up, exploded, injured 6 people at the Kansas State Fair. That's why you go to the Iowa State Fair. Perfectly safe at the Iowa State Fair. And then also in some weird news, billionaire Jared Isaacman said Thursday morning that all looks good from where he was, his view, which was, by the way, walking in space. Again, a billionaire named Jared Isaacman doing a spacewalk with the SpaceX Crew Dragon. The capsule, doing the first ever spacewalk by a private citizen. So again, this guy wasn't an astronaut, wasn't trained to be an astronaut, just a average Joe. He happens to be a billionaire who was able to buy his way into space and do this spacewalk, but the first private citizen to do a spacewalk for SpaceX. I mean, I guess if you got $1 billion, you can do that. That'd be kind of cool to do a spacewalk. What else we got going on? Of course, it is Friday the 13th. Let's get there. So evidently there is a book called 10,000 Superstitions You Really Need. This is written by a guy named William Carroll. We'll give you 5 of these 10,000 superstitions you really need. One is to be sure to wear old shoes on Friday the 13th so that you do not have bad luck. So wear old shoes today. Wear red pepper in your shoes while looking for a new job, and you'll find a good one. Okay. Sneezing twice before breakfast will bring you a new lover that week. I'll have to tell Neil that. Also, it says, go swimming the first day you are married, and you will have twins. Okay. And then finally, you will be clean all year if you take a bath on New Year's night. I think my New Year's bath is worn off. You'll be clean all year if you take a bath on New Year's night. Let's go to the files of law and disorder. In disorder, let's go to Algeria. This is funny. They just did an election in Algeria, and even the guy that won says that the election is a little screwy, a little iffy. The guy, a 78-year-old guy that won the election, is joining his 2 challengers and criticizing the country's election authority for announcing results that contradicted earlier turnout figures and local tallies. So, Algeria. When the winner of the election even questions whether it's legit, you know you got some issues. Shall we do something that makes you smile?
Something that makes you smile.
Something to make you smile. It's brought to us by Lifetime Dental Solutions, and they're celebrating 10 years in Sigourney. You can join them for their open house at their new location coming up on Thursday, October 3rd from 4 to 7 at 115 South Jefferson Street, Sigourney. You can take an office tour, enjoy refreshments, enter to win prizes, door prizes for the first 50 guests. That's at Lifetime Dental Solutions, their open house at their new location coming up on Thursday, October 3rd. Make sure you put that on your calendar. Now, have you heard about this John Bon Jovi incident on the bridge? John Bon Jovi is credited with helping save a woman's life after persuading her not to jump from a bridge in Nashville on Tuesday. According to TMZ, Bon Jovi was filming a music video on the bridge around 6 p.m. Nashville time when he noticed a woman standing on the bridge's edge. Along with another pedestrian, he managed to talk her down and help her back over the railing. Now, the police chief says, whoa, we're halfway there. Whoa, living on a prayer. No, the police chief says it takes all of us to help keep each other safe. So John Bon Jovi talking down a potential suicide jumper. So that's some good news, something to make you smile, brought to us by Lifetime Dental Solutions.
Duh.
Let's wrap this up with some...
Duh.
In some duh. You know what? There's a new CEO for Starbucks, and the guy is just crazy. He wants to make Starbucks, basically, he wants to make Starbucks a coffee shop again. Can you believe it? Can you imagine that? Starbucks has been on the decline, shrinking sales the last few years, as it has been moving and has moved from being a traditional sit-down coffee shop into one where people place orders on their phones, they grab a drink from the counter and then leave. Its new CEO has a plan to fix it all, and it starts with comfortable chairs. On his second day, the new CEO sent a letter out to employees and customers that he wants to return Starbucks to its roots as a community coffee house with comfortable seats, design, and a clear distinction between to-go and staying there at Starbucks to enjoy your coffee. So they say, quote, "There's a shared sense that we have drifted from our core. We're committed to elevating the in-store experience, ensuring our spaces reflect the sights, smells, and sounds that define Starbucks." So sounds like a good idea. I'm not quite sure why that was listed under the duh. And I'm not going to hit the duh button again because I think that's a good idea for Starbucks. I mean, getting back to their roots, drinking coffee in your boots. Let's take one last look at our forecast. It's brought to us by the Garden Gate in Sigourney. Ever so slight chance of some showers today. It'll be late if it happens. Otherwise, cloudy and 79 for today. Not too bad of a day. Let's see here. Coming up today, we'll be going up to Barnwired in Sigourney here in just a bit later on this morning. Make sure you stop in for some lunch, some coffee. Who needs a Starbucks when you got Barnwired here in Sigourney? Go up to Barnwired, sit down, drink your coffee, get whatever you want to drink, get something to eat, do some shopping, and watch Iowa Music Showcase. We've got the Cedar County Cobras coming to town today from 11:30 to noon. That'll be live at Barnwired. Check it out in person or right here on Steve Shuttler Media. Coming up later on, then we'll have, we're going to have a special Friday edition of Musical Musings. Michael Moncada with a very emotional performance later on. Again, we're doing a bonus Musical Musings this week. We had one earlier this week on Wednesday. Going to get another one later on today at 5 o'clock. And then Successful Farming at 5:30, followed by Pekin Panther football going on the air at around 6:45 with our pregame. Hey, we do thank Stam Garden Center and Nursery for sponsoring our morning wake up. We thank Oski Dental for sponsoring our studios. Make sure you set up an appointment with Dr. Dan. All right. Otherwise, you guys get out there, make it a great Friday. Enjoy your day. Enjoy the weekend. Go Hawks coming up tomorrow afternoon against Troy. Hopefully the Hawks can get back on track. And we'll see you back here on Monday at 7 a.m.